What's up, y'all? Welcome to Girl Therapeutic. It's your home of therapeutic girl talk. If you're here and you already pulled up on us, go ahead and subscribe, okay?
Come on,
go ahead and like the video before we even get started, because we consistently bring the good topics
and the notification bell.
So you never miss a video when we post.
You'll never miss it.
Okay, into today's video, we are going to be talking about self-care. Okay, listen. Stephen Bartlett put out a tweet. Uh-oh.
He found on the screen.
Rush. Okay, listen. So Stephen says, real self-care can't be bought.
Who?
Stephen. Bartlett.
Who's that?
I don't know, but this is what the man said. This is
a man?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, man, self-care.
He said, real self-care can't be bought. It isn't just spa days and facials. Real self-care is a series of tough decisions. The decision to be more disciplined, to address your reoccurring toxic thoughts, to prioritize your mental health, and to put your happiness over your history.
Ooh, I like that last one.
I love that.
What do y'all think about that?
Ooh, I actually really like that last one.
Yeah, that's it. That's very important. Yeah, self-care is just not going to get your nails done. Although it could definitely, be a form, but I definitely agree with it getting deeper. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because you have to take care of yourself in this world. So, yeah, healing from all of that stuff, whether, like he said, what else he said?
Look.
Tough decision.
Let me ask you this. Why did that part stick out to you as far as putting your happiness over your history? Like, what does that mean to you?
To me, putting your happiness over your history essentially means not letting the past experiences you've had stop you from experiencing joy and seeing happiness in life after you've experienced traumatic issues or whatever the case may be. Just, to me, it means keep moving forward, because happiness will happen. So just because maybe you did something similar and your history is telling you, oh, it's not going to end well, that doesn't mean you can't do something similar to that action and not receive happiness. Just keep moving forward. To me, one thing I say to myself all the time is it will always get better.
Yep.
Like, even if you have a bad day, Jesus will do something. It's like, I'm so happy that I stayed alive. I'm so happy that I kept living, because it's always going to get better. Maybe you don't know when, but it'll always get better. So don't let your history dictate where you're going to go in life. If you can be happy, if you can have joy again, all those different things.
Yep.
So that's me.
I see. I like that you mentioned that real self-care is a series of tough decisions, because I think that speaks to the fact that it doesn't always feel good, and it may not always feel like self-care when you're about to do it, but possibly it's the after, what I'm saying, like getting over that mountain, getting over that hill, that's where the peace resides, essentially.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
or at least the journey to healing, or whatever the case may be. Like, those are that can be tough to do.
Yeah. Very tough.
And it's soul care. You know what I mean? I feel like that's it. And I was watching Alicia Keys on YouTube, which is, I'm not even, but I have no idea. I'm telling you, the YouTube algorithm,
it get you in a hole.
It be sending a bunch of, it just does anything. That's why I be like, what? How did this? I was watching it, and it was just talking about her having like a soul care day with her husband, but she was putting her new products on him. But I'm like, really, that's what self-care is. It's about soul care and taking care of yourself. But that doesn't mean that you can't have outside things that help you get there.
Exactly.
Because for me, like I say all the time, my gift to myself every night is that candlelit shower and some jazz music, and taking my time in the shower. Like, I'm not gonna rush through this. I just take my time, and to me that is a form of self-care for me, even though technically that's like topical. It's just you're just taking a shower, but it's like taking your time in there,
and
talking to the Lord,
that's what it takes for you
to just
it's
just a little bit of rest. Like, that's self-care too, just actually taking time to rest.
Yes, because people, listen, my form of self-care is going to bed at 9 p.m. because if I don't do that, I know that I'm going to either be irritated the next day, I won't be able to sustain the day, get done what I need to do. So I'm going to bed at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And that's my form of self-care. But no matter what, I don't care if I have stuff to do, hard stop 9 p.m.
Have you ever thought about discipline being a part of self-care?
It absolutely is.
Absolutely. Forming those good habits that you know down the line are best for you, but actually getting to that point, like for example, I want to start working out. I know that would be a form of self-care for me that would benefit me in the long run. But the starting point may be hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just little stuff like that. It doesn't always look like something that
super sweet.
Like something
It's
that
the hard decisions.
it's the hard decisions.
It's the hard
Exactly.
decision to go to the gym sometimes.
It's hard, you know, to get up or to eat better, or whatever the case may be, whatever's on your heart. Sometimes you may need a little push to get there.
And I think what he's pushing is that doing the inner work, essentially, because you can do a lot of surface things. You can do your facials and get your massages and do this and do that, but still not have that true transformation internally, I guess you could say. Maybe looking the part, but you haven't had a moment for the real self-care.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing that is going to actually sustain you as a human being? And I think that's the focal point of it, you know what I'm saying? So whether it is finding some sustainability in going to bed early, finding some sustainability in taking a, you know, shower with a candle and some jazz, because now I'm able to think, I'm able to meditate while I'm here, I'm able to decompress while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different, being disciplined.
That's huge.
That's hard as heck. But this is what I say this to myself all the time. And especially like when it comes to eating and certain things like that, like I used to have really strict eating habits, and I'm trying to kind of go back to that to a certain degree. But I always tell myself, how are you going to be disciplined in a big thing if you're not disciplined in a small thing?
Yeah.
So if you're unable to really be disciplined with what you eat, or be disciplined in what time you wake up, or be disciplined in, like, you know, I don't know, maybe if you want to not watch or get on social media or something like that at a certain time, if you can't be disciplined in that, how you gonna be disciplined in something that's actually like life altering?
Right.
Yep.
I think that's self-care, because those are things that they just don't happen out of the blue. You gotta build and work towards it.
Yeah, discipline is important, especially with eating habits, because at the end of the day, that's something we actually need to sustain life. You have to eat something. So if you can discipline yourself with what you eat, I think it makes it easier to discipline yourself in other areas. Because it's hard.
It's very hard.
To be like, no, we ain't gonna go for that. We go eat this apple and granola.
Yeah.
And
And
cheesecake.
yeah. And you'll realize too, like, how much better you feel once
Oh,
you
yeah.
start nurturing your soul and yourself. And yeah.
Yeah, so I also say read your Bible. I feel like that's self-care. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, like he's saying, if you focus on all these outer things, but you haven't taken time to get right spiritually, get your soul right, I think that's probably the most important, honestly. And it's hard because sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. But I think that you definitely need that in your self-care routine, or just to treat yourself. That's big, because Jesus can do a lot of things that stuff we be trying to self-care that just can't do. But I think reading the word and praying is important,
Absolutely.
and getting your thoughts out to God, and just saying certain things out loud is helpful.
Well, the brother said what he said. Listen, I
like that.
Yeah.
Because I think in today's world, they make it seem like everything's an Instagram reel. Like, self-care, I'm going to mist myself with this lavender, and, you know, just stuff like that. And you really try to buy into those things because you think it's going to bring you a certain amount of peace and stability in your life. And the reality is, that's not always the case.
That's a great point, because on TikTok there was a trend going around of like just luxury self-care essentially, and the girls was like, where are the regular girlies? You know what I'm saying? Like, where we're in our bonnets with Fritos in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Binge watching TV.
Not with Fritos in the bed.
And it just, to your point, it's just like self-care may not always look like
it's not
glamour.
an aesthetic.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not an aesthetic. Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point. Self-care is literally what you need to do to take care of yourself.
It can get messy.
It can get very messy.
Before it gets better, it can get a little messy.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Because
It's
you're
the process.
progressing. Yeah. So what would you guys say is your top 2 tips or top 3 self-care tips that has helped you personally, if you have any?
Ooh. I know one of mine for sure is going to the gym. I don't know if that's, but
I think that's
honestly, I get a lot of clarity. Like when I'm at the gym, I just be feeling like the world is mine. I don't know. Like I promise you, when I'm there, I be like, oh, I'm about to go home. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that because I just, I don't know. I feel pumped, and like I feel like I just get a lot of clarity when I'm there and I'm in that environment.
Yeah.
So, definitely that.
I think for mine would be just taking time out the day to do what I want to do, whether it's reading, whether it's browsing on the internet, whether it's watching TV or like DJing, just making sure that I cater to that side of myself, because I can get in such a robotic mode, like go to work, you know what I'm saying, and you get off work and you tired. Like just making sure that I take time to actually do the things that I know that I need to do in order to keep myself afloat is the biggest thing, and that would look like doing what I want to do. Yeah.
Mine is my shower. I get a lot done in that shower. It's really nice. It's just being gentle with yourself in that space too. Cause sometimes you gotta rush. I ain't rushing. I feel like that's self-care too, not rushing.
Yes.
Give myself enough time.
Absolutely.
So I don't have to rush. But definitely just the shower, because I can just get my thoughts out. It's just like a space to talk to the Lord if I want to. Sometimes I may throw some Tide. Sometimes I may throw some 90s R&B. Sometimes I may throw some jazz. Depends on my mood. But it's always just very nice to just kind of take care of myself in that space. Because you're by yourself. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about anybody else while I'm in here. It's just me.
And you in there like a newborn.
Right. Listen,
just free. Okay? Like, and take
Make it unashamed.
Yeah.
I like to cook myself a good meal too.
Like you said, like
I need to get on that train, because mother be DoorDash.
I need to cook. I like to cook myself a good meal.
Yeah. And to his point though, I guess prior to that, I didn't consider it as self-care, but I think I'm kind of in the space now where it's like I want to, like he was talking about, getting rid of the toxic thoughts and being more disciplined and things of that nature. Like I think that's always been something that I've been working on, but I don't think I've contributed to self-care. So yeah, I think actively doing that too has also been a part of it now. Like I can agree with what he's saying.
Yeah, I feel like that's a blessing too. When you get them thoughts under control.
Oh, that is such a blessing. It is such a blessing. Oh my goodness.
I think that goes back to what she's saying for our fellow believers out there though, but we do have a part in regulating our minds, but the ultimate regulator for the believer is going to be God. So just allowing him to kind of filter through, and then we apply those thoughts and like put those thoughts like I don't know in the Word of God, and you know what I'm saying, like align it with that
exactly,
and then filter out those things that don't say
that I align with
what I know he said to me.
Every time it's shut down because you know what he told you. You know how he feels about us,
and that can be hard because you can be a liar to yourself. You know what I mean? Like your flesh wants to lie to you, and it wants to convince you of something that is not true for your life. But listen,
we be lying, but the Lord ain't.
That's why it's important to include him.
Absolutely,
because that's self-care, and it's not always just sitting down. Sometimes it is in the car, like, oh Jesus, can you help me with this? Because I be having some thoughts too.
Right.
But you have to be honest about those thoughts. Like
don't be afraid.
We can lie to ourselves.
Right.
Don't do
Don't
that.
be ashamed because he knows. And that's the thing. It's like the second we open our mouth, it's like instant relief.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The second we let him know. Because, like you could just be going through it. And it's like, I want you to talk to me about this. And you're not talking to me about it. And then you finally do. And it's just like, I cannot even believe I waited this long.
And you know what? It's sometimes when we do talk about it, we talk about it in a way that is very formal.
Yeah, or
we talk about it in a way of how we feel we should be addressing it versus saying it how it actually is up here.
The raw.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad ugly up here, or it's mad ugly right here.
Right. Watch it,
and I'm watching it and I'm making it pretty because I feel like that's how I should address you. When the truth of the matter is, what I really need to say is how ugly it is up here and how ugly it is right here.
There's
and what I really
he
feel.
knows.
Yeah.
I've literally been on my face. I'll be like, listen, I am trash. Like, literally have told him, like, that's exactly how I feel about myself, right? Just trash. Complete trash. Like, that's how raw we had to get. Like, there was nothing about it. I said, there's nothing about me in this season that I like about myself. What are we doing?
Exactly. Because what can somebody do? What can he do
if you want that?
Thank you.
Exactly.
If you're not being truth, you're giving me what you want. I can't do anything like with what you're pretending to be or how you're pretending to feel. I need you to come to me with how it actually is, so that I can do something about it and assist you with the process of it. But if you faking it, what you want me to do?
Yeah,
because I don't operate like that.
You know what I'm saying? It's me and you in this.
Because to an extent, you're saying you don't really believe you're as bad as you really are, because you pretending that you're not.
Because you're not.
Go ahead and
you don't want me to help you.
What you're really saying is that almost like I don't think you can handle
exactly what I'm going through.
I agree. Being honest with him in that space.
And you feel so much better. You know what I'm saying? It feels like a weight lifted because you were finally able to vocalize what you've been feeling for so long, and it's just like peace.
Yeah.
It's peace. So whatever it is, whatever you're healing from, whatever you're going through, just cry out. Go on ahead and cry out. And
because there's peace when you stop pretending. Because now when you stop pretending,
this is 2 for 2.
You can be who you're really supposed to be. Because I'm not trying to be Susie or Sally. This is how Deja really feels.
Peace when you stop pretending. Hey!
Yes. What is this?
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. Listen, drop down in the comments and let us know what your real self-care is. Not your, I don't know, maybe for you there is something deeper in doing something external for yourself. But let us know down in the comments what your real self-care is, the one that truly cannot be bought. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Girlaputic.
Yes, we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, see ya.
Bye.